2022 awards meeting to order. We have a physical quorum represented by Joe Arfano, Jackie Shield representing Haibu, and Laura Shepis, and myself. We also have Gabor Osh for Ricky Erickson joining us online. The Office of General Counsel is represented by Rebecca Levy. Budget is represented by Lori Whitmer. And before we begin reviewing today's agenda, I'll note there isn't anyone physically present for public comment. Victoria, did you receive any public comment via email?
No.
All right, thank you. Let the record show we did not receive any public comment. I'll pause for a moment to allow callers joining us online to unmute and speak up. Hearing no comments, we'll proceed with today's regular agenda. We have items 1 through 5 that have been reviewed by Procurement and Budget. These items are now ready to be reviewed by the Awards Committee, beginning with item 1, representing the minutes from July 28th, 2022 Awards Committee meeting. Are there any comments or corrections to be discussed? All right, hearing none, may I get a motion to approve award item 1?
Joe Arfano, so moved.
And a second?
Second.
All right, we have a motion from Joe Arfano, a second from Laura Shepis. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Minutes are approved as presented. I'll pass it over to Jenny McCollum, our Chief Procurement Officer, to present each of the remaining items before I ask for a motion, beginning with item 2.
Thank you. Good morning. Through this award number 2 is an to negotiate. This is for a large transformer for
Jenny, we're having trouble hearing you.
the total evaluated price was evaluated here, which also included lead time in addition to price.
Jenny?
And GE ProLec
Jenny?
is our recommended awardee in the amount of $1,355,045.
Jenny?
Transformer.
Jenny?
I could text her. Yeah, I'll send her a text. Are we unmuted?
Yeah. No, I think you need to call in on your phone.
Let me try again. Can you guys hear me now?
Oh, there you go.
Okay. Sorry. Usually I'm the one blowing everybody away with my headset. Okay. Let me start over, just in case.
All right, award number 2.
All right, award number 2. So this is a transformer, a larger transformer, and we evaluated on price, our evaluated price, and our lead time. GE ProLec is our recommended awardee in the amount of $1,355,045. Estimated arrival is December 30th of 2024. We received 3 responses. We did have lead time, as I noted, as part of the evaluation. We need this before the end of quarter 4 of 2024. So initially, GE ProLec's submission had a 36-month lead time, which was non-responsive. So we issued an intent to qualify. They pushed back and they said that they had a production slot open, that they would withdraw their exception due to that slot opening up. So we should meet our lead times. We have to have this ordered by August 10th to get it processed timely, to get it by that lead time and to fill that slot. The award amount is about 13% over budget. We also note that the transformer has price adjustments through the release to the manufacturer. So 50% of this price is adjusted, and it's based on market indices, so whatever's happening in the market. But for reference, you've heard us say this before, in 2021, Large specialty transformers was approximately up 30%. So when we see this increase, we're deeming it reasonable. So I'm going to pause there. This is for, I believe I already said, on the one of our substations, so a larger transformer. Any questions or comments?
Just a note, Jenny, the quote shows Prolec GE, so we'll have to go back and revise some of the names that are represented on this award, just to get that alignment.
Okay, we'll look at that. I see under the respondents, is that different? We'll look at it. We'll make sure it's consistent throughout.
All right, thank you.
Rodney's on, so I know he'll handle it for me. Any other comments, questions? All right, I'll pass it back to the chair for a vote.
Thank you, Jenny. May I get a motion to approve award item 2?
Jackie Shield, so moved.
And a second?
Joe Orfano, second.
We have a motion from Jackie Shield, a second from Joe Orfano. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, motion is adopted. I'll pass it back to Jenny to present award item 3.
Thank you. Through the chair, award number 3 is an invitation to negotiate. This is for our managed security or service provider, so MSSP, and this is a partnership with a professional MSSP to deliver 24/7, 365 security operations center monitoring and other security services for JEA's information and information systems, which also includes a virtual chief information security officer. Securely Yours, LLC, doing business as Securely Managed, is our recommended awardee in the amount of $580,440. We did this one as a 2-year initial term with 3 one-year renewals. We received 4 responses. We shortlisted 2 of them. During best and finals, you'll see prices did go up. We included that virtual information security officer in the offering when we went out for BAFO after discussions with the 2 shortlisted. So it did increase the price offered. And then I'll note, this is a new service. We're choosing to engage in a 2-year commitment to account for setup and then tuning and process alignment that will ensure the technical services along with the strategic services represented by that chief information security officer work well for JEA. So give us time to get ramped up, see how they're doing before we commit to a longer term. The support services are fixed. It's a fixed rate per month, and there's that one-time setup fee. And you can see that below. And I will pause there, see if you guys have any questions or comments.
Jackie Shield, just for clarity, the dip, on that BAFO, there's a huge separation there. Is there a particular reason between the 2 bidders?
The $2.5 million down
Yes,
to the.
yes, ma'am,
Yes.
580, yes, the sheet, just make, I'm sure it was,
It's over 3.6 times the cover bid is 3.6 times the winning bid.
Nathan, I don't know if you have any insight during the
Yeah, I can jump in
BAFO
there.
clarification.
Yeah, this is Nathan. So the age of the company or the existence of the company, this Securely Managed, Securely Yours is a relatively new company in comparison to ReliQuest, and just overall in general, even the original bid was substantially higher on their initial offering. In addition to the the vCISO that was added, and secondarily, we actually had to go back to ReliQuest and verify that what they were providing for the vCISO was equivalent to what Securely Managed provided. So we made sure that was apples to apples as far as what they did. So I think it's they're pricing it based on their level of experience. I don't know if Stephen wants to add anything additional to that, but that was what I saw.
Yeah. The only thing I would add to that is the VCSO option was vastly more expensive with ReliQuest than their competitor. Also, the Securely Yours team presented us with a very customized type solution as opposed to a larger firm where you're getting that cookie cutter experience. And it was really tailored towards the tech spec and everything that we were looking for to augment and complement the information security team. So we feel very comfortable that we had conversations with the leadership team and the technical team of both companies, and we feel like this is a really good step forward for us to improve our security posture.
All right, thank you. I mean, I'm sure y'all did a lot of conversations with the BAFO to make sure they understood what they were, when you see such a difference.
So we actually, part of the evaluation included a presentation, a follow-up presentation, just to make sure that we were completely aligned on what our expectations were and what we called out in the tech stack.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you both.
Thanks, everyone. Any other questions, comments? All right, I'll pass it back to the chair.
Thank you, Jenny. And because I was involved in the details on this, I do want to call out the effort from Nathan and Nick on coordinating all the activities related to this award. It's a really important service that we're adding to our repertoire. So I really appreciate their support on this, Jenny. With that, may I get a motion to approve award item 3?
So moved.
And a second?
Jackie Shields.
All right. We have a motion from Laura Shepis, a second from Jackie Shield. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion is adopted. I'll pass it over to Jenny to present award item 4.
Thank you. Through the chair, award number 4 is a single source. This is for our interagency special investigation, JSO detective that's on site at JEA. The scope and the amount is the cost of providing 1 full-time detective and 1 full-time office for the JEA lobby to JEA. That doesn't really read right, and that might have been updated. I'm sorry, we'll look at that. The office of the sheriff is the recommended awardee, and the amount of $2,221,108.15 is our recommended amount. This is for a 5-year award. This will replace the existing contract with JSO that expires at the end of September. This is a single source due to the city of Jacksonville, Duval County being the only sworn local law enforcement officers within the county-wide jurisdiction. JEA pays invoices submitted by JSO for hours worked at a rates base, and we have an agreement between the city of Jacksonville. We have an MOA with them, or with JSO, but the rates are based off of an agreement between the city of Jacksonville and Fraternal Order of Police. So we don't have any say in those. They're just a pass-through. So I'll pause there and see if you guys have any questions or comments. Seeing none, I'll pass it back to the chair for a vote.
Thank you, Jenny. May I get a motion to approve award item 4?
Joe Orfano, so moved.
And a second?
Second.
We have a motion from Joe Orfano, a second from Laura Shepis. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion is adopted. I'll pass it back over to Jenny to present our final award item for today.
Thank you. Through the chair, award number 5 was a request for proposal. This is for our security services for JEA. The company should be providing all materials, labor, equipment, supervision for security services, for armed and unarmed security for JEA facilities. This includes stationary posts and foot and vehicle patrols and workforce management. Universal Security Services LLC, doing business as Allied Universal Security Services, is our recommended awardee in the amount of $22,755,616. This is a 5-year award with 2 one-year renewals. This was put together through a 2-step solicitation process. First step was putting together minimum qualifications. Second step was the proposal submittal and the evaluation of that. The first step, through the qualification process, we received 7 responses, but we disqualified 1. So we went into the second step with 6 qualified companies. At the time of opening, we received 5 responses. The companies were evaluated on billable rates, the approach to performing services with regard to a transition plan, employee retention, schedule management, contingency, and emergency response and training plans. So we've just come out of a long-term contract and incorporated into this bid process some of the issues that we were seeing with the last contract. And so we believe we have covered some needs and some ways to beef up the contract to help with performance. So we have done things a little bit differently than what we had done in the past. We are seeing about a 26% increase in their rates that are higher than current pricing for the 5-year term. I'll note also that JSO participated in the bid process. So this is one that we will reach out to all the participating agencies and see who's interested in doing a collaborative bid process. JSO decided to participate with us. And we reach out to all the agencies as an FYI, but they were the only ones that wanted to do it this year. So the participating agency, which is JSO, was about 54% of the forecast. So it was a pretty good split between the 2 companies. And I'll note that the price adjustment is CPI, which they can do annually, but we do have a cap of 6%. And then we are also requiring a $250,000 performance bond, which has included performance reviews and incentive for performance. So trying to, again, go back to some of the lessons learned from the last contract we've incorporated into this one. Any questions or comments?
Yes, I have a question, Jackie Schill. I don't know if it's just a procurement or a typo. It says that the contract date starts 8/30, but there's $0 for this FY. The business just going to extend with the current FCS for the end of the fiscal year, or?
So we have some money.
It should start the beginning of the fiscal year, so we just need to update that begin date.
Okay.
We need to update the due date.
Yeah, this is Rodney. Can you guys hear me all right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So there is an outgoing contractor whose contract does exist through 9/30 of this year. Sometimes when you find a change in the contract or the vendor, performance starts to lag and drop off. So our intent to start this contract and have it in place is to provide overlap and have them able to take over if they need to, which means we have to execute the contract and be able to have some communication with them to start their implementation plan, to understand that. But the intent is that we won't actually receive any payments, billing, and invoicing until after the start of the fiscal year. In the event we had to call them in early, we'll have to make an adjustment. But right now we're intending that the current company will perform through 9/30 and they'll take over on 10/1. But we started the contract date earlier just to facilitate that in the event that something happens with performance.
Thank you. Understood with the outgoing or the current not getting. Thank you.
Question
Thanks, Rodney.
from me. First Coast was listed as having issues with retention of employees. Is that common amongst all these security service companies, or?
It's being reported as common between most security companies right now, being short-staffed. However, the ability to increase the wage is gonna hopefully help that and change that. But yes, right now it is common for that wage rate for there to be issue staffing.
Brandon Edwards, JEA Director of Security, Joe. One of the things that they were required to provide in their bid package was a retention plan. And the retention plan provided detailed information on how they're going to ensure that they have adequate staff for the new contract. So while there is an industry concern, not all contractors are subject to that. The larger agencies have far greater resources to be able to pull in officers from different locations to support us.
Great, thank you both.
Yes, thank you.
Hey, this is Rodney Lugman here. While we're on the topic about people and retention and service contracts, I'll note that this isn't the only type of contract where folks are having trouble finding people to provide services in the lower end of the pay scale as far as some type of skilled service. We're finding that sometimes with industrial cleaning contractors, painting contractors, other service workers, laggers, insulators, etc. The pay scales that have changed over the last 2 years have been an impact in our prices and the ability to have people to perform work. So that's just a side note.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rodney. Yeah, I think to add to that, I think where he's going to is that the typical price adjustment for CPI over the last few years just hadn't been cutting it, even though it's very high. It's just been, everyone knows how the labor market has exploded and how much people are having to pay to be able to just get people to join. So, I mean, we take those requests all the time to review and look at, and just to maintain services and materials and supplies for JEA on a daily basis. So it is, we're seeing it across the board. Any other comments or questions? All right, I'll pass it back to the chair for a vote.
Thank you, Jenny. May I get a motion to approve award item 5?
Jackie Shields, so moved.
And a second?
Second.
We have a motion from Jackie Shield, a second from Laura Sheffis. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, motion is adopted. The entire agenda representing items 1 through 5 is approved for August 4th, 2022. Is there any other business to come before the awards committee at this time? All right, hearing none, we're adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.